Our intelligence agencies were both criticized for their handling of the crisis in Egypt. How did they not see this coming? And then why did they encourage Mubarak, our friend and ally, to get out of Dodge so quickly? Joining me now is Illinois Senator Mark Kirk. Thanks for being with us, sir. It's a busy day, very historic day. Tell us, how did the intelligence community miss this so badly?
I think it's because it was a very fluid situation in which Mubarak drifted from the script and did not follow what the core commanders of the Egyptian military, and especially Chief of Staff Ted Tawi, laid out. In the end, he got it right 24 hours late. And I think this was a necessary step because there were signs the Egyptian military was cracking. If that military had collapsed, it would have brought an end to the current Egyptian state, giving an opportunity to the radical Muslim Brotherhood to have a political opportunity to take power.
Senator Leon Panetta yesterday said, CIA directors told Congress, testifying on the Hill, saying that there was a strong, quote, strong likelihood that Mubarak would resign as early as Thursday night. Again, stating that there's a strong likelihood that Mubarak would step down. Again, he said it twice. Now, it's not that he was wrong, but it was the follow-up to that, where the New York Times reports just hours after that, the American official said Mr. Panetta, get this, was basing his statement, again, he's testifying on the Hill to Congress, not on secret intelligence, but on media broadcasts. Now, for me, that's scary. That's very scary when the head of the CIA has to watch, who knows what. Hopefully he's watching Fox, because he'd probably get it right, but who knows what he's watching to get his intelligence.
It was an embarrassing slip because the U.S. taxpayer has paid over $30 billion annually for an intelligence community that should offer extra value added on top of what the civilian news media can state. I think also he made a mistake in making a conclusion too early. And so he had a bad 24 hours. But now I think Mubarak has been forced from power, not so much by the crowd in the square, but by key core commanders and the chief of staff of the Egyptian military.
But throughout this whole process, did you get the sense, you're seated senator, did you get the sense that the administration really didn't have a handle on what was going down there? Miscalling the Mubarak stepping down yesterday, miscalling a lot of these things that have been going on. What was your take? What was your take? What was your gut?
There were some miscalls, especially DNI Clapper saying that the Muslim Brotherhood was a secular organization, which I think directly is controverted by statements from senior Muslim Brotherhood leaders, and a lack of showing a clear path, in my view, to backing the Egyptian army, the central institution of the state, so that the Muslim Brotherhood did not have a political opportunity.
What's your sense? Go ahead.
I will just say Israeli officials believe that the future of the Egyptian military is linked very closely to the future of the Jordanian military and the survival of that regime. So it was all cards on the table.
What's your sense with the Muslim Brotherhood? We've got conflicting reports that they have no influence into the future of Egypt's politics. There's a 20% influence. There's a massive influence. What's your sense?
My sense is that the Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood, for example, is the grandfather of Islamic Jihad, of Hamas, and of Al-Qaeda. So it has a very radical history. Its leaders in recent weeks have called into account the Camp David peace accords, wanting to cancel that. They represent a clear and present danger, not just to Egypt and Israeli security, but also oil prices and the potential of an oil price shock hitting the U.S. economy in the middle of this fragile recovery.
All right, hang in there for a second. Joining us now from the street in Cairo,